Hello kids, welcome back to your English lesson. I hope you're doing great. Now let's start. Who can answer this question for me? What day is it? Can you tell me, Kika? Yesterday was Monday, so today is? Yes, today is Tuesday. Let's start with our lesson by practicing one of our tongue twisters, okay? So relax your muscles. Ah, la, 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 la. And let's listen.
Susan's sister sipped 7 sodas.
Could you do it? Let's try together. Susan's sister sipped 7 sodas. Susan's sister sipped 7 sodas. Susan's sister sipped. Now, kids, let's go to our daily activities. Are you ready? Let's start with English skills. Yesterday, we read the story When We Grow Up. In the story, we learn about Bobby, Max, and Susan, and what they wanted to be when they grow up. Can you remember what Susan wanted to be when she grows up, Kika? She wants to be an English teacher. What about Bobby Victor? He wants to be a fireman like his uncle. Can you tell me what Max wanted to be when he grows up? Julio? A doctor like his dad. So today we are going to ask our parents what they wanted to be when they grow up, okay? Let me share you my screen. Here we are on page 38 of your English book. The instruction says, ask your classmates what they want to be when they grow up. You have your parents to ask to, okay? Write the answers in the circles and write their names in the boxes next to each circle. The question says, what do you want to be when you grow up? I already asked my mom and my dad, and they said the following. I asked my dad first, and he said that he wanted to be a painter. So I write the community worker's name on the circle, and then I write my dad's name on the lines. I also asked my mom, and she said that she wanted to be a hairdresser. And on the lines, I write my mom's name. All right, so your word should look like this. In the circles, you write the community worker's name that mom or dad tells you. And on the lines, you write your mom and your dad's name, okay? Now that you completed this exercise, make sure you pause the video and take a break, okay? I will see you in a minute. Welcome back, kids. I hope you enjoyed your break. Now, let's continue with the next activity of the day. Now, turn your books to page 70 on the language section, okay? Today, we are going to work with the phrases, me too, so do I. Now, let me share you my screen so you can see. So, what are those phrases? Me too, so do I are phrases we use to answer a question or to show we agree. To say yes. Over there we have a dialogue. Let's practice together. I like to play hide and seek. Me too. So do I. I want to play, but first I want to eat. Me too. So do I. Now, I'm going to tell you a phrase and you answer with me too or so do I. Are you ready? I like to play video games. Me too. So do I. The next one. I like to eat ice cream. Me too. So do I. Let's try another one. I love to play with my pet. Me too. So do I. So now is your turn. Go with mom and dad and tell them to help you practice, okay? Now we are going to complete the dialogue. Write me too and so do I in the boxes. The girl with the red hair says, I have a question. And the boy and the girl say, me too. So do I. Your answers should look like this. If you want to, you can write it with colors or use your pencil. Ready? So remember that phrases like me too or so do I, we use them to express that we agree, to say yes, okay? Now, over here you are going to pause the video and take a break. I will see you in a minute. Hi kids, welcome back. Now we are going to continue our lesson on the STEM section. Do you remember what we did yesterday, Julio? Yes, we read about the sun and the stars. The reading said that the sun is a medium-sized star and the earth moves around it. Can you remember that? We also read about constellations. Those are stars patterns on the sky. And they can look like persons, animals, or objects. Today on STEAM, on page 131, we are going to read about counting stars. So make sure you grab your book and your pencil. Ready? Let's start. Counting stars. Read about constellations, then answer the questions. Have you ever looked up at the sky at night? Did you see many stars? Did you pretend to make shapes out of the stars? People have done just that for many years. People made and named shapes out of the stars called constellations. They are shapes of people or animals. They connect the stars with imaginary lines, just like a connect the dot puzzle. Look at the two pictures. They show the Big Dipper. Now, let me share you my screen so everybody can see the Big Dipper. Now, the picture on the left is what it looks like in real life. The picture on the right shows the stars form a spoon when they are connected with an invisible line. What do you think? Count the number of stars in the constellation. How many stars are in the Big Dipper constellation? Now, can you help me count, Gonzalo? Look at the shape of the spoon and count the dots that connect the lines. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, how many stars are in the Big Dipper constellation? The answer is 7. Make sure you take your pencil and write the answer on the correct spot. Okay? Now we are going to turn to page 131. The instruction says, count the number of stars in each constellation. How many stars are there in Orion the Hunter? Can you help me count, Natalia? Ready? Let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So the answer is 19 stars. Let's try the next one. How many stars are there in Scorpio, the scorpion? Can you help me answer that, Jimena? Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So how many stars are there? Very good, 14. Let's try the next ones. How many stars are there in Aries, the ram? Can you help me count, Gina? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many stars are there? 6 stars. We are almost done. Let's answer our last question. How many stars are there in Taurus, the bull? Can you help me answer, Alejandra? Let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So how many stars are there? The answer is very good, 11. Make sure you write down your answers, okay? Ready? Let's continue. Our last activity. Make your own constellation of an animal. Draw it and give it a name. So I'm going to draw my pet, Penny. Do you remember her? She's a dog. So let's see how it looks. So now we are going to match the dots and see how it looks. This is supposed to be one of her ears. Now the next ear. And finally, her face. And look, That's Penny. Now make sure you create the constellation of an animal by yourself, okay? Now, what animal did you make? Make sure you write the name of the animal on the rectangle. So, before we continue, let's remember what we did. We read the story Counting Stars, and it tells how many people years ago looked at the sky at night and connected the stars to create patterns or constellations. Have you done that before? Probably you can try it today. Now, kids, it's time for you to pause your video here and take a break. We are reaching the last part of our English lesson. I will see you in a minute. Hi, kids. Welcome back. As I said before, this is our last part of the lesson. So, are you ready? To end our lesson, we are going to work with mental math. Make sure you open your book on page 158, have your pencil ready, and let's start. Listen to the addition that I say and make sure you write only the answer. Ready? Number 1. 41 plus 3 equals. Number 2. 22 plus 5 equals. Number 3. 37 plus 6 equals. Number 4. 13 plus 81 equals. And number 5, 2 plus 5 equals. Make sure you rewind the video if you couldn't answer one of your additions, okay? Now, kids, are you ready to finish this lesson? Please look at the pictures and tell me the name of each clothing. Are you ready? What is this? Very good. That's a jacket. What is this? Perfect. That's a shirt. What are those? Very good. Those are shoes. Let's look at the last picture. What is that? Very good. That's a dress. You did excellent, kids. Remember that today we talked about constellations in the sky at night. You asked your parents, what do you want to be when you grow up? We practiced, me too, so do I. And we work on our mental math. Kids, have a wonderful day, and I will